Hi all, welcome to the session. So after our demo call last time on n8n, I got a couple of queries on automating the sales workflows using n8n. There were a couple of queries like, okay, can we call external APIs to validate the account or to enrich the customer information? So we use so and so APIs. How can we run those APIs from n8n? So those kind of queries. It'll be a short demo. I'll show you how we can use APIs within n8n workflow. So again, this is for non-technical users. So if you are a techie person, this might sound super easy for you. So as discussed last time, click on create workflows. So there is something called add a step. You can trigger it manually for now. So this will be our trigger. So just like how we did in our last workflow, we'll have an Excel sheet, Google Drive sheet where we have name and name of the company. So this is my friend's company. And then we also have a public API, a paid version of this API, where we'll get the information about the company, the industry, the email, and whether the email is valid or not. So email bounce is one of the other problem sales folks usually fail. So we'll make sure that the email ID is valid and is active. Coming back to this, so the first step is to get information from Excel sheet. We already know how to do it. We can just go to Google Sheets, type it here, get rows from the sheet, and we already have an account created. We saw how to create this last time. We need to get the rows from our test sheet, which is test n8n sheet 1. Close. And the next step is to query this particular API. So usually while accessing the API, you will get a definite URL, and then also you will get how to access this. Just like how you are accessing a web application, it will be, there are multiple ways of API authentication. Let's go with basic authentication, that is passing a username and password. So this is the company name, so this is what I want to pass along with these parameters. So this is basically the endpoint of that API. This is what we want to search, so we want to search companies, and then we need to pass the company name. So this is how it works. So I'll go here, I'll click on the plus, and you can see something like make HTTP request here. So I just click on that, then it'll ask me to type the URL. So this is the URL. Let's copy this URL, paste it here, and instead of this, we need to pass the company which is there in our Excel sheet. So what we can do is execute previous node. So once we execute the Excel node, we'll know that what are the variables we get from there. We discussed it in our last video. Here we need to pass the name. So just drag and drop your name here. That's it. Done. And similarly, you need to pass the authentication. It's generic credential type, and it's basic authentication I said, and we have already stored the credentials as unnamed credential, the username and password to access this API. There are multiple intricacies while connecting to this API. You should make sure that some people might block the access, so you should make sure that you have network connectivity and all other aspects which your engineering team would be able to help you in setting it up. And once we are done, the next step is to send a mail. So again, we know how to send a mail. We have seen it in our last video. You can connect to your Gmail account, you can add all these details, but we are not going to send this mail now because I am deactivating this particular step. So once I deactivate it, the workflow will end here, and I can activate it anytime I want. So this will be the complete workflow. Let's see how we can execute this. So ideally it should take the details from here, get the API details, and pass the name to this particular API and get the results. Let's execute the workflow. You can see it's executed successfully. So if I click it now, I can see the details here, the name, mail ID and stuff. And then you can use a chat GPT icon here, or either you can use OpenAI connectors available here, or you can use HTTP on the OpenAI APIs. Create your personalized message just like that and add the subject here. You know the email ID from the previous one. So that's easy. It will take hardly 5 minutes for you to create the whole workflow. So even if you have 15, 20 workflows, it will run one by one. Thank you.